Welcome to the Black Men Experience channel. I am your host, CP. In today's topic, this black male, this elder black male was stabbed. Fatality by his very violent black woman elder wife who domestic abused him. Mm, mm, mm. May his soul rest in spirit. See, in this system within Americanism and some other places, but related to this topic, this system despises anything dealing with strong black maleness, specifically more black American maleness. It despises that. It likes weakling, right? It wants yellow belly numbers of black males that don't say nothing, that sit there and act like that there's no racial racism happening. They act like there's no feminists that have a hatred for males in general of strongs. This system makes sure to get as many black males, specifically black American males within Americanism, to act like that there is no war on black American maleness. They sit there and get as many males, specifically more black American males, to act like that black American males can never be and overall be a domestic abuseness victim. How many right now black American males are in relationships with a wife or a girlfriend and they getting beat down? Oh, and by the way, getting slapped is domestic abuse. You know that, right? Getting kicked is domestic abuse, right? Sitting there calling emotional abuseness, that's emotional abuse. There's such thing called mentally abusedness. It ain't funny because it is vice versa. What, you think they're going to minimize that? See, this is the problem within sectionality black Americanism. It has been ingrained in millions, with few exceptions, to not see themselves as super highly valued humans that deserve equality, that deserve to be treated with respect, but at the same time have confidence in themselves to know that they never have to settle. So let me go ahead and share my screen on this particular topic today. And I'm going to use ChatGPT for some people who stick around. I think that's going to be real good, just a little bit. Let me play this again. Let me play this. This is a short clip on this situation. I'm utilizing this under fair usage doctrine, and today is May the 28th, 2026.
Yep.
This is video of Alonzo McDaniel's last moments before he was killed. His friend James Moten would never see him again.
Me being on the phone and hearing that and him taking his last breath of screaming, you know what I'm saying? And then it goes silent. It's just, I'm lost. I don't know what to say. That's like a brother to me.
Moten, the 911 caller, says he was on the line during a fight between Alonzo and his wife, witnessing the final moments of his life. On Sunday, Moten showed me the Lexington Avenue home in North St. Louis where it happened.
All of a sudden I heard the altercation. I heard him scream, why you just stabbed me?
She stabbed him. You didn't hear anything about her saying, oh, help, he's domestically abused me. She just stabbed him.
You stabbed me.
I'm gonna miss my brother. I can't hardly hold back the tears when I think about his smile.
Tina Marie McDaniel is Alonzo's sister.
We tried to tell him to leave because we knew something was gonna happen.
According to court documents, the 65-year-old was stabbed to death by Evelyn McDaniel, the victim's wife. Police say she admitted to stabbing her husband of more than 20 years.
20 years she was married to him. He was married to her. This is why you can never, as a black man, specifically more a black American man, can never get complacent in any relationship. Oh, it's these look, young girls outthink young black girls outthink young black males. What part you understanding? And nothing changes when they get older. This is why, for people who don't know, this thing called gray divorce. Some people know about this. If you don't, look it up. So this is why you never get complacent as a black American male in any kind of relationship related to contemporary relationship, should we say, meaning that a wife or you have a girlfriend, you never get complacent, and too many do. So it's easy for certain numbers of women to smile a little bit when it's convenient economically, socially, politically to do that. Do you not understand? But I've seen it personally too many times. Be it black men, be it another culture of male who sit there and was getting disrespected. I'm sitting there saying, oh my goodness, about this wife or girlfriend, whatever it is. Or I can look at them, the aura shows me that they're just settling. Seen it too many times. That's low self-confidence, by the way. And too many males, even, too many males, even with certain age brackets, so many of black American males think they know every damn thing and they don't. And then usually and many times when they get older, a certain bracket, right? And then they start to, look at certain ways a lot different. I don't mean constructively. They get even more relaxed. And then that wife or that girlfriend, she got them. Let's continue.
He's been tolerating her for a very long time now. She's threatened him. She said what she was going to do, and she finally acted on it.
He was a person that helped anybody out. He get the last, whatever he got in his pocket. That's how he was. Alonzo was a great person.
Dr. Cynthia Bennett, CEO of JADASA, tells me 1 in 7 men are domestic violence victims.
Abuse is abuse. It doesn't matter the gender, where you come from, your background. The ones that's behind are the ones that's left picking up the pieces, and pain is pain.
Alonzo.
And let me tell you something. I'm gonna show something a little about ChatGPT. That is an outright little white lie. It ain't 1 out of 7. That's generic. And none of these people should know the freak better. See, this is why I've never been impressed because someone has a certain type of form of education. I've come across so many that have a certain type of form of education and their logic was off. 1 out of 7, that is archaic percentages. That's a slight bit of slapness in the face of men, especially black American men who are domestic abuse victims. 1 out of 7 is generically. And most black American men do not report them being domestically abused because the system has told them, you toughen it up. But at the same time, oh yeah, for a woman, especially a black American woman, she wolfed the slap out of his face, breaks his nose, right? Hits him in the eye, gives him a black eye, kicks him in the nuts, right? Slaps the cow tongue out of his mouth to tolerate it. Calls him all kind of 1,000 different names, right? Derogatory, making his confidence go down even more. Well, that's mental abuse, by the way. That's emotional abuse, by the way. But numbers of black American males told, you suckers, tolerate it.
Alonzo leaves behind 3 children and his beloved grandchildren. His grieving family says they refuse to rest until his killer is in court.
And I hope they continue to sit there and not settle for anything but justice. But unfortunately, there are numbers of black American males that do just like this. Well, I ain't got anything to do with that. I can travel here and travel there. That's irrelevant. It's collectiveness. See, there are black American males who travel. Salute. We need more black American males that travel, see different things, and see and experience different cultures and backgrounds. And they so decide to date another cultures, not just selling, because how many times, some people that know, there are some black American males that travel and, and they get with some of these women, you be like, you got with that? I guess. Right? But it's another thing when you're a black American male and you travel and say you do get with someone of a different culture. She looks decent, right? You demand respect and you settle for nothing else than that, right? and the person's not a person who tries to flash their money, try to sit there and show false pride. Oh, that kind of Black American male is a rarity, because it's not like Black American males already are traveling all over the place like that. I don't think so. So let me go ahead and, you know what, by the way, before I do that, look at this right here. North St. Louis family seeks justice after fatal domestic stabbing. Alonzo Daniels, 65, beloved trucker, community provider, mentor, protector, gone too soon. He worked hard all week on the road, but spent his weekends taking care of his neighbors, mowing lawns, buying groceries, checking on seniors, and helping youth. This was Alonzo. Allegedly endured years of abuse. It ain't allegedly. Is it allegedly when it's vice versa? It ain't allegedly then? Get out of here with that. She stabs him to unalive him. Suspect Evelyn McDaniel, 65, a super grown elder Black woman, violent one, faces felony murder charges and is being held without bond. Good. 1 in 7 men, domestic violence victims. Abuse has no gender. Pain is pain, regardless of who you are. No freaking kidding. How many times I've talked about this on various podcasts? I've done a Violence Against Women Act, little white, gigantic white lie mantra with that. You're like, where's the Violence Against Men Act? Violence Against Everyone Act? Nope. Do you understand these games these people keep playing? And it don't got a freaking damn about for certain Black American men don't care. Who gives a damn about Black American males overall in this society? Sometimes I just wonder about certain type of anyway, man. Oh no, it's ridiculous. Black American males are some of the most historically powerhouse of achievable personnel in America's history. But unfortunately, too many, anyway, not too many, let me phrase that. The usage of the N-word, which is a whole different topic, which is outrageous in itself. And then the collectiveness of not truly being their brother's keeper is atrocious. Think about all the time we hear about the sisterhood, right? Woman code, right? Women empowerment. You be like, say, what about Black males? Black American males? Quietness overall. See how that goes? No Black American males are mountain, by the way. Before I get into something else, let me show you something. This is another podcast I did. This guy, this is a Black male, Black American male on the top there. This is the white particular guy right in the middle. They go inside this grocery store. This black violent woman, I guess they went to the store together. They may got into disagreement, whatever it is, and how a certain number of sensitive cast members, they don't like to be told nothing, whatever it is. But unfortunately, many Black American males are selling for these kind of women. And so he came out, and this is what happened. Oh, she left out, got in a vehicle, looked to the right side. Uh-oh, crap. It froze up. I'm not going to worry about it. Give me a second. I despise this system when it does that, because it does not like when you do certain things constructive. I've noticed that for a second. You know what? Let me change topics let me not change topics. Let me go to the chat GBT on that. Give me one moment. Oh, you know what? Oh, somebody wants to show. Oh, you know what? Forget that. We got to do that. I want to share something else because my time is getting a little bit quicker on this. What I need to show on that, because I don't make this a long podcast on this one. Make sure you can see that. North St. Oh, make sure you can see that. Okay. North St. Louis community seeks justice for Alonzo McDaniel, victim of domestic violence. A North St. Louis family is mourning the loss of 65-year-old Alonzo McDaniel after enforcement said he was stabbed to unalive inside his Lexington Avenue home by his violent black woman wife of more than 20 years, Evelyn McDaniel. I'm not going to read the rest of that. The point I'm getting to is this, that at the bottom here. Hold on, what I want to get to right here. Right here. The heartbreaking case is also shining a light on male victims, Black American victims, by the way, on this one, of domestic violence victims something advocates say often goes overlooked. Now, that is beyond true. I know I added the word Black American men because this is relating to Black men experiences. It is definitely the experience of Black American males is minimized being victims of domestic abuse, right? And I'm like this. One or more Black American males going to get tired of allowing people to minimize Black male pain. When? Overall, not really. They're not overall going to do anything collectively because the system says you be an individual Black American male regardless and don't do Black American male empowerment collectively. And that is the fault that the system loves. So let me, hold on, did I get this set up here? Yeah. Let me share my screen on this. All right. For ChatGPT, real fast on this one. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I can hear you loud and clear. What can I help you with today?
I want to talk for just a couple of minutes on Black men, or specifically Black American men that experience domestic abuse and how that is minimized.
Yeah, absolutely. That's such an important topic. And I think you're right. It's often really minimized or even invisible in a lot of discussions. So I'm really glad we're talking about it. What's on your mind?
Well, I like to this thing about the 1 out of 7, right? Men that are domestic abuse victims is nonsensical, but that's talking about generically. Now, I would probably guess or observe, should I say, not observe or guess, but just logical analysis for the people who may not know. But Black American men, being the structural racism put upon them, and so many anti-Black American men, so many anti-Black American men agendas in Americanism, which is atrocious and inhuman, that you can almost surmise that Black American men are disproportionately in relationships domestically abused by their spouses or with their girlfriends.
Yeah, I think you're really onto something. And I mean, there's this whole layer of like cultural stigma, right? Where Black men are expected to be strong, to be kind of impenetrable, and there's not really space for them to express vulnerability, especially when it's from an intimate partner. So, yeah, I think that undercurrent is really real, and it makes it so much harder for them to get help or even be believed when they do try to speak out.
Right. And even when you have the minuscule amount within Black American menism that travel to different countries, a thing called passport brothers, which is like Black American men been already traveling before we call passport brothers, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, Black American men have been global for so long, even if it wasn't always called that or framed in that way.
Yeah, but
And
what I'm getting at is that when you see, how people like to lump Black American men in some nonsensical category. I make this point. Now, I can't stand the use of the word N-word. That needs to be thrown to the trash can of space. And you got Harvard numbers of clubs and some other places that they'll play the bad version of hip hop, right, with the N-word. And I'm like, Black American men should not be tolerating hearing somebody playing the N-word any kind of music overseas, let alone that club, because you best believe if a Black American DJ, he better not be sitting there playing any kind of derogatory music toward a different culture background, which has no equivalent, right? No other terminology. But what I'm getting at is that Black American men, you cannot go travel far enough to get away from this kind of stuff as a collective, because no individual, no Black male, Black American male is a mountain, and traveling does not change the dynamic of the way the collectiveness within Americanism, because you can run, but collective Black American maleism, the hatred, different countries still show Black American males hate the ones it applies to. So you can't run from that part. And they know it's only a small number of Black American males. Even when they travel, they understand that no matter what, you still represent Black American menism, right? And what I'm saying is that even with that, Black American men have to watch out in relationships in other countries or backgrounds, right?
yeah, that's a really powerful point. I mean, that collective identity, it follows you everywhere, right? And even if you get distance from the US or you try to kind of reinvent yourself abroad, that structural racism, that anti-blackness, it's still baked in the systems, it's still baked into media and how people perceive Black men.
Exactly. So that Black American man could be in this country, that country, this place, and they might not necessarily get direct Black male pain, right? They may even date this culture woman, whatever it is, however it go, teachers on that part. But that don't represent a collective amount of Black Americanism, right? Black American males. So sometimes it's forgotten, even when certain numbers of Black American males travel, with few exceptions, that some or many, when they do travel, which is small, regardless in traveling, sometimes however many forget it don't matter if you go to that country, and you may be married to that woman or in a relationship with that woman, but that is an individual situation. The problem is collective Black American males do not collectively stick together.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's such a crucial distinction, right? Like one person's individual experience doesn't cancel out the collective dynamics. So even if you carve out some space for yourself somewhere else, that broader system still applies and it still shapes how Black American men are perceived and treated.
Right.
So
And I
really,
just wanted to stop right there. But this relating to finishing up on this part within Americanism, there's too many Black American males that are victims disproportionately of violence by, unfortunately, certain numbers of Black American women. And also, unfortunately, there are some ones that say if they are married, not unfortunately, some people love who they love, but I'm saying there unfortunately is some numbers of non-Black American women that have also domestically abused Black American males, and still, right, collectively, Black American males collectively refuse to stop tolerating minimization of the being domestically abused victims.
exactly. Yeah. And that's really the crux of it, right? Like, regardless of the background, Black American men deserve to be taken seriously as victims of abuse, and the minimization has to stop. And you're right, there's a complex intersection between race, gender, and how people perceive or don't perceive Black men in these situations. So it's really about breaking that silence and building spaces where they can be supported, believed, and taken seriously.
That's right. To stop having or allowing numbers of Black American males to keep themselves silent. It's like get with other Black American males, the ones they feel they can trust. If they don't know a person, find out if you can come across some on that we're willing to listen and see. You know what? In closing, I'm to close this. There needs to be a gigantic amount. It's not going to happen collectively because there's too many individual Black American males in the system. Now, Black American women, they don't do individual like Black American males, but that's a whole different topic. What will be beneficial in logic, beyond logic, is for more Black American males to be able to demand or however politicalness, political however personnel to say, hey, they demand to have more domestic abuse victim resources for Black American men.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, it really takes that kind of collective push, right? So whether it's advocacy, whether it's just more visibility for those resources, but yeah, having Black American men step up, speak up, and demand those spaces so that it's not just an afterthought, but it's really embedded in the system. And like you
And
said, it's not going to happen overnight, but it starts with breaking that silence, building that trust, and really pushing for policy change.
and the thing about it is, like I said, Black American men, that's fine for some Black American men to have confidence, but that's not the collective. And more too many Black American men don't understand or allow themselves to be an afterthought within Americanism. So I thank you for your conversation.
Of course. Yeah. I mean, I really appreciate you bringing this up and just having the space to talk about it. And I hope, piece by piece, we can keep pushing that conversation forward and make real change. So, yeah, I really appreciate this.
So I hope that was an interesting chat on that situation. I was trying to show something else. I'm gonna give myself a few seconds. There's another video I kind of wanted to show. Give me one moment if I can find it or not. Like I'm supposed to. Hold on for a second. Let me see if I can find it here. If I can't, I'm not going to worry about it. There is a Black American woman that was doing something with this man. I found it. Here we go. Now, go back what I was saying earlier. I was about to play this video. Black man on the right side, this particular white male on the middle. The black male got into, or him and his girlfriend or wife got into, I guess, some kind of argument inside the store. She ran out, got emotional, as how many do. She got in a vehicle, and see what happens on the right side. Uh-oh. 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 Bam! You want to see that again? Let's check that. Let's check that out again. Well, hold on. By the way, you see people running over there. Look her running over. Look at she beating them down. Now watch this person in the middle. Who they running to? They run to the white guy. They're not going up to the black American woman, violent one, saying stop. Here we go again. Watch this. Right side. He coming outside. Hey, where's she at? Where's she going? Oh my goodness! Bam! Now you go. Look at her. Look at that violent black woman. Look at her. This one. Beat them down. And look, person in the middle. They running. Nope. They go to the left side. Go to this particular white male. Forget about the black male who's getting beat down by the black woman. He done got ran over by this big old giant van. Do you know the kind of animosity-filled hatred he's got to have for that person to have for their significant other or the spouse to run them over? You don't hear no stories like this of black American males running over some black American woman like this. But of course, domestic, that's domestic abuse, by the way. By this violent black woman, that's domestic abuse. Intimate partner violence by that black woman, that violent one. Do you understand? This is so getting out of hand. It irked me because it's so ridiculous. The obviousness of what's going on. But the system loves numbers of black American males that don't even get it on that, right? Unfortunately, many don't get it. Unfortunately, with very few exceptions. And it's like, give me a second. Hold on for a second. Give me one moment here. And I'm like this. I'm like this. When I see stuff like this, I'm like this. What is it going to take for more black American males to stop tolerating, again, being domestic abuse victims? The ones applies to, and ones that has naiveness to not get it. That black woman does not have any right to put her hands on a black male or whatever other woman. But this is relating to this black American man on this situation. And since predominantly black American men are in relationship with black women, right? This is relating to this topic, which is interesting because even when you have certain numbers of black American men and they get with some extremely small number of non-black American women, it's showcased as if black American males just jumping up and down with non-black American women left and right. But black American women can go who they want to date. That's a whole different type of hypocrisy on that. So again, to this gentleman. If I didn't show the picture earlier, if I did, I didn't. But here's a picture of that particular violent black woman. Oh, she looks like somebody's grandmother. She looks so innocent, right? And you'll have people doing just like this, right? Because it's ingrained not to see certain number of black women as violent, are not capable of being violent more than most people think. Big problem on that. Big problem. And again, I'm like this. So may the gentleman, Brother Alonzo, may his soul rest in spirit, and may hopefully that particular violent black American woman, that elder woman, sit there and get however the time that she deserves for what she did. Alonzo. Thank you for tuning in to the thank you for tuning in to the Black Men Experiences channel.